Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
I'm messed up, growing tired of knots, tangled up in problems, and not caring enough. Now I'm on a journey to find what's right, always telling the truth, but hiding all the lies. And don't go thinking I'm being myself. I just act this way around you, and to someone else. This isn't where I wanna be. Let's look in the kitchen and the living room. Nothing to find but what's left from a really great time that wasn't any of mine. Running away feels like a storm. Let's throw our problems out the door today. Well, I'm finding things clear to me. And don't go thinking I'm being myself. I got other things on my mind, not you or anyone else. This isn't where I wanna be. Whoa, make me see the things on the inside. 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 Don't go thinking I'm being myself. I just act this way around you, and to someone else. This isn't where I wanna be. Whoa,
If I could share her sorrow for all the men that tried to treat her wrong. Oh, just a baby awaiting her tomorrow. It's rock me baby all night long. She needs an answer to her confusion, someone to guide her with tenderness. But when she's asking for a solution, oh, she gets, you know, it's something like this. I don't know where we come from, I don't know where we're going to, but if all this should have a reason, we would be the last to know. So let's just hope there is a promised land. Hang on till then, as best as we can. Everybody else, you know, it fills her with compassion. That's why she tries to save the world alone. She helps the needy in her own fashion and tries to give them all her own. She needs an answer to her confusion, someone to guide her with tenderness. But when she's asking for a solution, oh, she gets, you know, it's something like this. I don't know where we come from, I don't know where we're going to, but if all this should have a reason, we would be the last to know. So let's just hope there is a promised land. Hang on till then, as best as we can.
All I want is to be loved. All I want is you. All I want is to be from somewhere, an address for me and you. Sometimes it feels impossible to get along. It feels impossible to get along. Again, I'm living with my parents. Again, I'm feeling blue. Again, you've made me question our love. Again, with you, sometimes it feels impossible to get along. Yeah, it feels impossible to get along. Sometimes it feels impossible. So now I sit alone in silence, waiting waiting to hear from you. I pray there's something left inside us. If it's broken, I've got some glue. I'll fix it all for you. Fix it all for you. I'll fix it all for you. I'll fix it all for you. It all for you. But it feels impossible to.
Live from San Diego, it's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann.
Hey, welcome to Sports World Radio. God dang it, man. Glad everybody could be with us tonight. Glad you guys are here on a Saturday night for the Saturday night edition of Sports World Radio, which is NFL Real Talk. That's right, nothing but NFL talk for the whole hour of the show. In the second half of the show, we will make our picks for this week's NFL games, which I believe is week 16, second to last week in the NFL season. It's going to be very interesting. Can't wait to find out what's going on with that. Looking forward to see what happens in tomorrow's games. With all that being said, you're listening to Sports World Radio on SportsWorldRadio.com. Also, you can listen to Sports World Radio on HonestAnswerRadio.com, excuse me, as well as Spreaker.com. You can follow us on Facebook over there at Facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio, as well as on Twitter, Twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. No O in world. Take the O out in world and type us in as SportsWorldradio over there on Twitter, and you can follow us on Twitter. If you want to get in touch with the show, get involved in the second half, maybe make the picks with us. If you got Skype, head on over to Sports World Radio. Click the Call Now button on the left-hand side of the screen. It's the red button, and you can be involved with the show for anybody who uses Skype. With all of that being said, why don't you say we bring in the second half of the NFL Real Talk, Mr. Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on there, pal?
I'm doing good, Jeff, and welcome everybody to Saturday, December 21st, 2013, first day of winter, the shortest day of the year, and then the days will start getting longer. Welcome, everybody. It is 10:07 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 7:07 p.m. on the West, and we have a lot of stuff we have to get caught up on, especially for the NFL Real Talk. And like Jeff said, there's a lot of implications with the playoffs, the divisions, because we have 2 weeks left. This is week 16, everybody, of the NFL season. How hard to believe it is, Jeff, already, huh?
It's almost over. How about them apples?
Yeah, but you got to remember, when you get down the last final weeks, you know that the teams are going to be in the playoffs, and then seedings have a lot to happen. Teams that are the wild card, there's a lot of unfinished business from the AFC and from the NFC.
There is, isn't there?
Yep.
There's a lot of unfinished business, huh?
Yeah, and I'm ready to go, bud, with the first topic of the day.
Well, why don't you bust it out then, my friend?
All right, Jeff, here we go. As you all know, I've been just itching to talk about this. We're going to start in the NFC East, and the team that has been getting a lot of heat.
They suck.
is the Dallas Cowboys, a team that was up 26-3 last Sunday. And I can tell you one thing. When it was 29-10, I said this game's pretty much over. I don't see Dallas blowing it. All of a sudden, I turn on the TV. Green Bay pulls it out 37-36.
It's the Cowboys.
And I was like saying, the host of Sports World Radio, Jeff, and NFL Real Talk has just got to be sitting there laughing about it. And everybody in Dallas was up in arms.
I was loving it. I thought it was the best thing in the world to happen to Dallas. It's going to happen again this week, too. You know they're going to lose again this week, and it's going to be over.
Yep.
Even though they play the Redskins. I think the Redskins might beat them.
Well, I tell you, if anybody is a Cowboys fan listening in,
you're in trouble.
I can tell you, they're not only in trouble, but I can tell you, I think Jason Garrett's job will be on the line, whatever the result is the next 2 weeks.
Stink. Who? Okay. Let me. I'm glad you brought that up. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
They fired Jason Garrett. Okay, Jerry Jones say he fires him, right? Who's going to coach that team?
Well, that's a good question, Jeff. I got to tell you, I don't know.
There's nobody
who the next
around.
candidate
That's why.
would be. Probably a coordinator.
There's nobody around. That's why. There's nobody around to coach that team. Who's going to go? Shanahan? Shanahan ain't going to deal with Jerry Jones and his crap. No way. Hey, Jerry, I got an idea. Why don't you coach the team? Seems like nobody else can do the job anyway. Why don't you do it?
Yeah, yep. Well, even TCB, you bring up a good point. Mike Shanahan, maybe. If Rex Ryan were to get fired, would he go to Dallas? Maybe. I just
How about
don't
Lovie
know
Smith?
There's a lot of ifs, and you know how Jeff feels about ifs.
Rex Ryan, I hate to tell you, man, but Rex Ryan, he ain't going to Dallas after they fired his brother. That's not happening.
No, but there's going to be a lot of questions, though. Dallas will need an absolute miracle, and I can tell you, with the Cowboys losing, Dez Bryant walking off the field with 1 minute and 23 seconds left was so unprofessional.
That just shows you how much of a child he really is. Right?
He's the next TO of the NFL, if you ask me. He whines and complains that he doesn't get the football enough in the clutch situations.
That's a great analogy, dude. I didn't think of it like that. Great analogy. Hey,
Thanks,
you know
buddy.
something? Since we're in the Christmas spirit and the Christmas week, just to let everybody know, next Monday and Tuesday and Thursday and Friday, Sean and I are doing shows all week next week except for Christmas Day. How about them apples? How about them apples right there? We're going to give you an hour out of our stinking busy lives every day next week but Christmas Day.
But like Jeff said, the question is, with the Cowboys, I would not even want to be in Fort Worth or in Dallas or in Arlington. I'm sure they are just up in arms saying, how the heck did that happen? Philadelphia gets thumped by Minnesota, and then Dallas is supposed to beat Green Bay. And I said this game's pretty much easy. Dallas can win and have all the momentum. Now they're going to win, and they're going to have to do a lot of watching tomorrow night when Philadelphia plays.
Is that Philadelphia-Dallas game on Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football next week?
What I think I heard is that it would be an afternoon game, but you never know. The NFL could change that into a Sunday night game if Dallas were to win tomorrow.
Right now, hold on. Okay, hold on a
second.
second.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Next week, the last week of the season, okay, they have, for the Sunday night game, the San Diego Chargers hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. That's the Sunday night game right now. You are correct. In fact, the Dallas-Philadelphia game is a 1 o'clock start. 10 o'clock in the morning for us, 1 o'clock start. That should be the Monday night game. Who the hell wants to see Seattle and St. Louis on Monday night? Come on.
Well, the way I look at it is next weekend all the games are going to be morning and afternoon. There is no Sunday night game scheduled for week number 17 when Philadelphia plays Dallas.
There's no Sunday night game for next week?
No, not on the 29th of December.
You're right. There is no Sunday. It's all afternoon games, huh?
Yeah. However, if Dallas wins tomorrow and the Redskins lose, and of course Philadelphia loses their game tomorrow night, then maybe they could change it to a Sunday night. I think that'd be a great way because then everybody be watching.
That game would be so important. And then once again, I would be rooting for Philadelphia. I'm rooting for Philadelphia to beat the living crap out of Dallas next week, regardless of what happens.
And here's something I have to tell everybody who's a Cowboys fan on NFL Real Talk. Tony Romo is 13-21 in the month of December. Jerry Jones, you must be smoking something pretty bad, especially when you got a quarterback that can't win in the clutch in the month of December.
He stinks.
That's what my coworkers and employer were saying. He's the average quarterback at best.
What the hell is the ice cream man doing out at 7 o'clock at night in the pitch dark? Trying to sell ice. Who the hell's going to buy ice cream during Christmas week at 7 o'clock at night in the pitch dark, you jackass? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Jerry Jones, what are you smoking, dude?
Yeah, and then you know what's going to end up happening. Dallas misses the playoffs, and people in Big D are going to be really upset saying, you know, this is America's team. This is the team that should be in the playoffs every year, but they've never been the same since the Aikman days. And when Romo came in, he has just been so inconsistent. And I've always been wondering, you know, when the calendar flipped from November to December, I'm like saying, can Romo actually win the big games in December? No, 13-21 in December, that would make anybody upset.
You know what? That game next Sunday is going to be meaningless because the Philadelphia Eagles are going to beat the Bears tomorrow, clinch the NFC East, and knock the Bears out of the playoffs in one game.
Yep.
About that for a prediction. Because the Bears have to win to stay alive, and the Eagles, all they got to do is win. Okay, all they got to do is win, and it's over for the freaking Cowboys. You know that, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna be very intrigued tomorrow. A lot of good things can happen tomorrow.
A lot of things can be, especially with Week 16. And if you know, Jason Garrett just was saying in his press conferences this past week, I watched them. He goes, quote, "We have to be ready to go." He says we have to go into Washington, take the game very seriously, and you better, because when you blow a 23-point lead like that, that's just embarrassing. And Jeff and TCB, I've been wanting to ask you both this. What was your reaction when you saw that Dallas had blown a 23-point lead?
Typical Romo.
I would not just say typical
and it's
Romo,
also,
but I would say
Dallas
typical
defense.
Dallas.
Dallas defense sucks. Okay? Dallas defense is terrible.
Well, you know what? A lot of people were saying, if you have a Dallas defense on your fantasy team, you better boot them off immediately or not play it again, especially with how they got inconsistent. And then Des Bryant walking off the field. Jason Garrett even said, he goes, I will address that with Des Bryant and make sure that he doesn't act like a poor sport because, you know, with a minute 23, he walks to the locker room. He doesn't even want to see the ending of it. And he was so angry when Green Bay came back and won. And
yeah, but those interceptions didn't help. And why the hell were they passing the ball to begin with? You know, you got that lead, you run the ball, right?
Yeah.
Even a high school coach knows that. So and if I remember correctly, Garrett said that interception was actually a run play, and Romo opted out and went for the pass play instead. So you got nobody to blame but Romo on that particular play because he changed the play to a pass play and then threw the interception.
Yep.
Sometimes you just got to play the play that's called. Sometimes you just got to run the play that's called. Even though you think it's going to get nothing, it doesn't matter. You got to let the clock run, Romo.
Well, yeah, and that was
You're supposed to be an experienced quarterback? That's a rookie move right there.
That was a mistake by the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys and Jason Garrett. You know, passing the ball. If you're the Cowboys,
Well,
what you
no,
should
it
have done
wasn't.
is
It
just
wasn't.
run the ball and chew up clock, and then you would have been able.
No,
to
it wasn't there. It wasn't Garrett and the offensive coordinator's fault. They gave Romo a run play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Romo turned the play into a pass play because he didn't like the way the defense was sitting. So Romo changed the play. Actually, he didn't change the play. The way he described it is every run play has an option or a tag in there in case they want to pass it. So he just put the tag on there to pass the ball instead of run it. So basically, he did change the play, and he threw the interception. So it's Romo's fault because the play that was sent to Romo by the offensive coordinator was a run play. And he turned it into a pass play and then threw the interception. So you got nobody to blame there but Romo on that. But their defense is terrible. Come on. Come on. You got that big, huge freaking lead.
26-3 at halftime.
26-3? You got a 23-point lead and you blow it, Mr. Defense? Come on. Should have kept should have kept Brian there as your defensive coordinator because Monty Kiffin don't know what the hell he's doing.
Well,
Obviously.
Jeff, I got a question. If you were a member of the Dallas Times-Herald or the Dallas Morning News and you were at a press conference, what would be the first thing you would ask Jason Garrett? What would you ask him?
I would want to know what that play was. And a lot of the press there asked, and he said it was a run play. Romo changed it. The head coach, Jason Garrett, threw Romo under the bus. Said in the press conference, because I saw it, said it was a run play. Romo changed it to a pass. Threw him under the bus, which is fine because you got to put blame where blame is due, and the blame is on freaking Romo. Romo was sent a run play, and he changed it to a pass and threw the interception. That's nobody's fault but Romo's.
Well, if you look at it right now, I'm looking at the NFC East here, Jeff. When you think about it, 2-team race, a lot at stake here. Philadelphia 8-6, Dallas
Philadelphia
7-7, and if you're the Cowboys, sure, you're 4-0 in the division against the NFC East, but you better take this game very seriously against the Redskins because you can't just say that the division is going to be very easy and that the Redskins will be easy. Redskins will really, really want to come and spoil Dallas's playoff hopes tomorrow.
Correct me if I'm wrong. All Philadelphia has to do is win tomorrow, and they're in, right?
Well, here's the situation. If Dallas loses tomorrow and Philadelphia wins, Philadelphia's in. They clinched the NFC East division. However, if both teams lose, then all eyes will be on that game on the 29th of December when Dallas hosts Philadelphia.
Okay, so the Cowboys need to. If the Cowboys can clinch the East with 2 wins because of the head-to-head win against the Eagles, Cowboys would be eliminated with a loss at the Redskins and an Eagles win against the Bears. So if the Cowboys win tomorrow and the Eagles win tomorrow, that game next week becomes the game. Correct?
Correct.
Because if Dallas wins that game, they would have the head-to-head against the Eagles, so they would be in. If the Eagles would win that game, they would win on the win-loss record alone.
Yeah, and you know what it's reminding me so much of is what happened 5 years ago when Dallas needed 1 win to clinch the playoffs, and they went at Philadelphia, and they got thumped 44-6 in 2008. That was one of the worst games of Tony Romo's career. And you got to keep in mind, Philadelphia has always played the Cowboys very well in December. So clearly the pressure's on the Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles have something to say. Look, we don't have anything to lose. We just need to go out tomorrow night and win our game. And Dallas losing would be great because we would be automatically the team to win the NFC East. So, both teams are going to be doing a lot of scoreboard watching tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of teams are going to be doing a lot of scoreboard watching tomorrow. It's going to be very, very interesting to watch tomorrow. What next topic you got, buddy?
Yeah, so anyway, that's one of the other big ones that's making news in the NFL. Other standings to report. In the NFC North, the Bears are 8-6. Green Bay hanging in there. They're 7-6-1. Detroit is 7-7. that NFC North is up for grabs, Jeff. 3-team race, and a lot of things can happen with these final 2 weeks.
Well, right now the Bears have the NFC North, correct?
Yeah.
They're in, and they can't be a wild card team. They can only win the division. No other team is coming out of that division as a wild card. It's either you win the division or you go home. So
Yep.
okay, they need to clinch the North with a win at the Eagles and a Packer loss to the Steelers, and a Lions loss to the Giants. Okay, I don't see them beating the Eagles. First of all, well, actually, the way they played last week was not bad. Detroit would be eliminated with a loss to the Giants, or both a Bears win at the Eagles and a Packers win against the Steelers. They can't be a wild card, and they can't be a wild card. They would need to clinch the North with 2 wins and a Bears loss and Packers loss. They lead the Cowboys for the 9th because of the head-to-head, because they beat the Cowboys.
Well, my question to you, Jeff, and TCB, who do you think will take the NFC North division? Right now, my answer, it's up for grabs. I don't know who. Really tough to tell.
Well, yeah, it's up for grabs. I mean, every week it changes.
The Bears may have a slight edge, but, Detroit, I remember when they won on Thanksgiving Day, they were saying that the Lions should have been up a lot more in the division, but, some big losses has really, really hurt them, and that's what's kept the Bears and the Packers in it.
And you know something? Packers been playing some pretty good football even without Aaron Rodgers. They're still in it, and everybody's freaking out that they're in it.
I thought when he got hurt back in November, I thought, well, that looks like that ends the Packers' hopes. But no, Flynn's really done a great job. He's kept them in the games. Unbelievable.
And the wild card hasn't changed a one bit. Carolina and San Francisco.
Yeah, that NFC South, even the Panthers can still win the division over the Kenny C's New Orleans Saints. Both teams are 10-4.
Yeah, that's a good matchup this weekend too in Carolina. You got the Saints and the Panthers there.
Ooh, yeah, whoever wins that will win the division there.
There are some really good games this week.
The NFC West, as you all know, Seattle, they're 12-2. They'll get the number 1 seed very easily. Seahawks are playing really good football. 2 games at home, they got nothing to lose.
Nope, absolutely nothing to lose.
And the 49ers, they're hanging. You're right, they're hanging in there too, TCB. And it's a battle with them and Carolina. The wild cards, lots of stuff for seedings. In the AFC East, of course, the New England Patriots losing a tough game against the Dolphins last weekend.
How do you explain that there, Patriot boy?
I watched the game, and I tell you, the Patriots' offense did well. It was the defense again, and the biggest mistake of the game last weekend was when Gostowski kicked the ball out of bounds, and that proved to be the turning point in the game that gave the Dolphins life. And then that 4th and 5 really hurt the Patriots.
I mean, look at the Cincinnati Bengals. They got to clinch the NFC North with a win against the Vikings and a Raven loss. Or next week, just beat the Ravens.
Yep.
So, I mean, Jesus, Cincinnati's still got some work to do just to win that division. After we thought it was all done and handled after what happened with Pittsburgh and Baltimore at the beginning of the season.
Well, what amazed me the most is the Ravens. I was working and I saw on my phone, I was following updates, and the kicker for Baltimore kicked the game-winning field goal of 61 yards. That was unbelievable.
61 yards. Yeah, I know. How crazy is that? But he did it in Denver, didn't he?
He did it against Detroit.
Oh, he did it against Detroit.
Yep, last Monday night.
I thought he did it in Denver because I was going to say that Denver Air,
Yeah. So Cincinnati and Baltimore, that one's up for grabs. The AFC South, the Colts have that division all wrapped up. And the AFC West, Denver, Kansas City, 11-3, and the pressure is clearly on the Chiefs to clinch that division because they need Denver to lose both games or lose tomorrow or lose Week 17 for the Chiefs to do it. But Kansas City would not want to play Denver because Denver beat them twice, and I think the Chiefs know that they will have a really tough time if they had to play Denver again in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I think Peyton Manning is steadily going downhill instead of uphill.
Yeah.
As long as the season gets longer and longer, he's getting worse and worse, I think. That game he had against San Diego last week, but then again, they just had 12 days off, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, because they played the last Thursday night game, right?
Yeah, and they lost 27-20 against the Chargers.
Yeah. So now now they are going to Houston to play the Texans. Okay, and if he's got to go anywhere cold, and if it's cold in Denver, they might have a problem. Because his record sucks in cold weather.
Yeah, remember what happened in January and what was one of the greatest NFL playoff games of all time? Manning had a great game, but he really was bad in the cold weather. He's not had a very good playoff record when it comes to playing in the cold.
No, he has a very bad record for when it comes playing in the cold, and you can't deny it. It is what it is, and it's right there. It's in black and white. He has a very bad record playing in the cold. So,
never been easy for him.
No, and I kind of and that's why I was shocked when he decided to go to Denver. I mean, that could be a bad news for him.
You got to remember, too, John Elway said this in the press conference when he introduced Peyton Manning. He goes, my goal is to make Peyton Manning the top quarterback in Denver, just like I was when I was here in the 90s. But I said, can he handle the altitude and can he handle the cold weather?
Hey, did you hear that they're starting contingency plans for the Super Bowl?
Yes. Yes, that is a good topic, too.
Okay, well, you know what? When we get back from the break, because we're up against the break, when we get back from the break, we'll open up we'll start off with the break with that, and then we'll go into our picks.
Okay.
Okay, because it's just me and you tonight. Nobody's joining us, so we won't take long to do our picks. All right? So we'll start with that when we get back from the break. Hey, this update is brought to you by SportWatchesShop.com. For a great watch and get it in time for Christmas, right now, for your loved ones, head on over to SportWatchesShop.com. That's SportWatchesShop.com. Take it away, Sean, man, with the only update of the day.
All right, Jeff, and thank you very much. Welcome, everybody, to NFL Real Talk. Let's start off with Major League Baseball. Sin Choo Choo has found a new place.
Sin Choo Choo?
Sin Soo Choo.
Sin Soo Choo? Ho hai Sin Choo Ho.
He signed a 7-year deal today with the Texas Rangers. So he rejected that 7-year deal by the Yankees. He's found a new place, and now he's going to Texas. Kevin Youkilis has found a new place, and it will not be in North America. He'll be going over to the continent of Asia, which would be Japan. He signed a 1-year deal, as Youkilis is kind of getting toward the end of his career, even though he's got one World Series ring under his belt. The Orioles have decided that they're not going to sign Belfour, cite the physical results. The New York Yankees yesterday, they introduced Carlos Beltran, as New York has really won the off-season spending market, even though a lot of questions about their pitching, as they've lost half of their pitching, because Jabba Chamberlain went to Detroit, Mariano Rivera retired, Boone Logan took a 3-year deal with the Colorado Rockies.
You're really stuck on that Mario Rivera, aren't you, man? You're really stuck on that thing.
Well, I'm happy he's gone. I don't have to deal with him. He was so tough to get hits off of. The Twins and catcher Suzuki agreed to a deal. And other news to report, Ziegler back to the Diamondbacks for 2 years, $10.5 million. In the NBA, here's some of the games from tonight and this afternoon. Let's get to the finals from tonight. At Madison Square Garden, the Grizzlies go into New York and defeat the New York Knicks by a score of 95-87. Randolph had 25 points to lead the Memphis Grizzlies. Carmelo Anthony led all scorers with 30 points. The Washington Wizards, they go into Boston today. They come back from an 18-point deficit and beat the Boston Celtics 106-99. The Sacramento Kings, they go into Orlando, Florida, and win 105-100. And the Utah Jazz, they narrowly defeat the Charlotte Bobcats 88-85. The Houston Rockets, they defeat the Detroit Pistons 114-97. And lastly, the Chicago Bulls, they take the game 100-84. Other games going on in progress right now with 5 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. The Milwaukee Bucks lead 102-90. This could be a potential Western Conference final matchup. The Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the San Antonio Spurs. Right now it's 94-86 Oklahoma City Thunder. The Dallas Mavericks, who lost last night 109-108, losing right now 73-65. And the New Orleans Pelicans taking on the Portland Trailblazers. And it's 26-20. And by the way, the Trailblazers are playing really good basketball. They're 22-5. Two other games. The Los Angeles Lakers at the Golden State Warriors, and the Denver Nuggets taking on the Los Angeles Clippers. Tomorrow in the NBA, there will be 3 games scheduled. The Boston Celtics at the Indiana Pacers. Indiana is 12-1 at home. The only loss they had was against the Detroit Pistons. The Toronto Raptors at the Oklahoma City Thunder. And by the way, the Thunder are 13-0 at home. Minnesota Timberwolves at the Los Angeles Clippers. In the NHL, there was a lot of action tonight, as we'll get to some of the afternoon and evening results. And let's get to the finals. The Pittsburgh Penguins 4 and the Flames 3. The Phoenix Coyotes in overtime take the game 4-3 against the Ottawa Senators. In a shootout tonight, the Los Angeles Kings take the game 3-2 against the Colorado Avalanche. The Boston Bruins, they prevail easily 4-1 against the Buffalo Sabres. In a shootout, the Detroit Red Wings take it 5-4 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. Down in Tampa Bay, Florida, the Lightning 3 and the Hurricanes 2. Anaheim Mighty Ducks take the game 5-3 against the New York Islanders. New Jersey Devils in overtime take the game 5-4 against the Washington Capitals. And the other games we got, the Blue Jackets take it 6-3 against the Philadelphia Flyers. And another game in overtime, the Montreal Canadiens take it 4-3 against the Nashville Predators. 2 other games in progress. First period down in Edmonton. It is 1-0 St. Louis Blues. And the other game, the Dallas Stars against the San Jose Sharks. Those are the games, 12 of them. Tomorrow, there will be 2 games. Minnesota Wild at the New York Rangers, and the Winnipeg Jets against the Vancouver Canucks. For NFL Real Talk Update, I'm Sean Mann. Back to you, Jeff Eskow, who is host of NFL Real Talk.
That update was brought to you by Sport Watches Shop. Get your loved one a great Christmas present and get her a watch or get him a watch at sportwatchesshop.com. That's sportwatchesshop.com. All right, Sean, before we went on to the break, I mentioned about the Super Bowl having contingencies because they're expecting a storm on February 3rd, which is the Super Bowl Sunday. So they're actually thinking about maybe having it the day before, which is Saturday, which I'm really, really enjoying. Do it on a Saturday night, which is okay. Or they're planning for even Monday.
For the Super Bowl to be played on Monday?
The Super Bowl will be played on Monday.
You know what? I disagree with it to play a Super Bowl on Monday because everybody will be at work and people will even have to work afternoons to evenings. If I'm the NFL, I say one thing. If a snowstorm comes, play it Saturday, which is the obvious and easy alternative.
Well, how about you do it, because normally the Super Bowl goes off at what time? 6 o'clock at night?
It goes off
Eastern
at,
time?
7:37 p.m. Eastern time, which is 4:37 p.m. Pacific, where you and I are at.
Is that what time they normally start the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Isn't it earlier? I thought it was like around 6-ish that they started. 7:30? Really?
Yeah, because remember, they have that long pregame show.
Yeah, the 72-hour pregame show.
Which is so boring, I don't even watch a lot of it.
I don't watch any of the pregame show. I try not to. Because it's just boring as all heck. 72 hours with the pregame. It's ridiculous. So if they do it Monday night at 7:35, which is 4:35, which is right in the middle of our damn show, don't they have any freaking consideration? What's the matter with you people?
Well, you can blame Roger Goodell if he decides to do that.
They have to
disgusted if NFL puts the Super Bowl on.
I say play the damn game, regardless of whether it's football, right?
It's football weather. It's supposed to be played in the cold.
It's supposed to be played in the cold and the snow, correct?
Correct.
Play the game. I know you know what? You know what, TCB? You're absolutely correct. It will screw up my Raw. You're absolutely correct. Actually, it won't because the game will start here at 4:37, 4:35, so I'll get to watch Raw regardless. But, I mean, come on.
Actually, excuse me, it's 6:37 p.m.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
That's
Pacific,
what I thought.
Right? Yeah.
They started at 6:30, right?
Yeah.
So push it back an hour to 7:37. Give those people who a chance to work, get a chance to get home to watch the game.
Yeah, and
Right?
that's what I've been hearing all week. I even shared a link on my Facebook, and they said that the NFL, they're saying because of treacherous weather conditions, is considering even moving it to a Saturday. And I'd be fine if they played the Super Bowl on Saturday. But if they do that, does that mean that it could be the end of NFL Super Bowl games in the cold and the outdoors, and then they go back to the warmer spots?
Oh, yeah, that's going to happen. But football was made to be played in the snow. I remember growing up as a kid, playing football in the snow all the time. All the time, because that's the way it was. And we played in the snow with no helmets, no shoulder pads, none of that crap. Okay, we play, there were a lot of us, me and my friends growing up, we played in the snow. No helmets, no pad, no nothing. Just playing football with a bunch of kids and having fun doing it. Running plays, passing in the snow, like that game in Philadelphia with Detroit. Did you get a chance to see that game, Sean?
Mm-hmm.
You saw
I
that?
remember that. That was in February of 06.
No, the game that just happened a couple of weeks ago with Philadelphia and Detroit.
Yes.
That game that just happened a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
This season. Did you see that game?
Oh, answer your question, no.
That game was freak. That's the way football's supposed to be played. I know if TCB watched that's the way football was made to be played. That game right there. Okay? When the punter punted the ball and the ball landed on the ground, plop, it just stayed right there because it was in the snow. Didn't move, nothing. Whoop, just stuck. That's the way it's supposed to be played.
Yeah, no, Jeff, I did not get a chance to see it, but I heard it from other sources, from other people.
It was great, man. I watched. The snow was falling down. It was like a freaking huge-ass snowstorm, and there was freaking 6 to 8 inches of snow on the field that these guys were playing in. It was freaking awesome.
TCB goes $5 million for a 30-second commercial, all sold out.
Yeah, I know. That's why the Super Bowl and the NFL have to be careful. Because if they move the Super Bowl to Saturday, it's okay because, everybody's those commercials are pushing everybody to go start shopping on Monday. If they play the Super Bowl on Monday, it kind of screws with the advertisers a little bit, So they got to be careful as well. Hey, we got to start picking our teams.
Yep.
Hey, let's start off with this is week 16, right? Hey, it's kind of funny. There's 16 games in week 16. So if you're looking at your fantasy picks like we are on my Yahoo, I'm looking at week 16, and I've already completed it, so it says complete, 16 of 16. A lot of 16s going on here.
Yep.
Week 16, 16. I'm going to try and win 16 games this week in week 16. How about that?
Yep.
Game 1. Miami going to Buffalo. Miami's in a must-win situation. They got to keep winning to stay in the hunt for the wild card in the AFC East and just in the AFC in general. Sean, who are you taking?
You know, the Dolphins are playing really good football. I don't see Buffalo even having a chance against Miami. Miami takes it tomorrow.
I'm taking Miami as well, and I hope Buffalo wins because San Diego is Buffalo to win.
The way they played Jeff against the Patriots was unbelievable because they had lost 7 straight against New England. That ended it, and they're playing really good. Miami, you know, they have nothing to lose. They know they can beat Buffalo. And the Jets at home, they can easily get into the wild card, but they need a lot of help too and hope that other teams lose.
TCB is taking Miami as well. Okay, next game we got going on. Cincinnati's hosting Minnesota.
That is a easy game for Cincinnati. They know that Minnesota's tried to play spoiler. Look what they did to Philadelphia last weekend. So Cincinnati knows they better not feel like, oh, this is an easy game because the Vikings are trying to play spoiler. But I'll go with Cincinnati, though.
I'm taking Cincinnati and Andy Dalton. They need a good game. They got to go on a 2-game winning streak to get into the playoffs. Minnesota's playing without Adrian Peterson. I'm going with Cincinnati here in this game. Next game. Go ahead.
I was just saying, it's so surprising. Okay, Cincinnati is ahead by 1 game over Baltimore, but it's still so surprising Baltimore is still in this thing.
Why do you say that?
Because with all the transitions and all the players gone from the Super Bowl team after they won against San Francisco this year, I really thought Baltimore was not going to be the same.
I thought so too, and I'm surprised Cincinnati needs these 2 games to freaking win. But they're doing their division, but I'm still going with Cincinnati. Next game we got Kansas City's hosting Indy. Indy's already clinched. Since Kansas City has the wild card all wrapped up, but I like to see them end up winning the division if they can win 2 and Denver can lose just 1 more game. Would be kind of nice. I'm taking Kansas City in this game. Who are you taking there, Shawnee?
I'm going to take the Chiefs.
You're going to take the Chiefs. You don't seem too thrilled with that pick there.
Well, the Chiefs know that for them to win the AFC West, they have to win both games and hope Denver loses both or win 1 and lose 1 for Denver. But the Chiefs better realize that once they get in there, can they actually get the monkey off their back and actually win a playoff game?
Well, let's see how they play against a team that's going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's Indy. So we'll see how they fare against a playoff team. But I'm still going to take the Chiefs in this game. Next game. St. Louis is hosting Tampa Bay. Who are you taking in this game?
Oh, my gosh. This is like a game.
This game
of,
is meaningless. This game is meaningless.
Well, we want to gain points, though. But what the heck? I'll just toss it up and go with St. Louis.
You're taking St. Louis?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take, you know what? Because you're taking St. Louis, I'll take Tampa Bay. Let's make it interesting, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right? I don't know why. I'm just going to take Tampa Bay in this. You take St. Louis, I'll take Tampa Bay. No big deal. That game is just freaking meaningless, man. It's just a meaningless game for the schedule. They shouldn't even have it. Those 2 teams should have the week off. Just give them both losses. New York Jets hosting the Cleveland Browns. Another meaningless game. 2 more teams not making the playoffs. Who are you taking?
Game of little importance. The Jets.
You're going to take the Jets?
Yeah.
Okay, just for shits and giggles, I'm going to take Cleveland. Okay? Why not? Just to see what happens, man. It's another meaningless game. It doesn't matter. This game and that game, two games back-to-back, non-importance. This game, however, Dallas going into Washington, has a lot of importance, doesn't it, my friend?
Yeah, a lot of importance. And, like we talked about in the first half of the show, the question will be, will Dallas be able to respond after an embarrassment last weekend? I'm going to give it another shot and go with Dallas against the Redskins. The Redskins are not playing good football, and I would be shell-shocked if Dallas doesn't win tomorrow afternoon's game against the Redskins. And that just says that Dallas is the laughingstock of the 2000s in this decade for the month of December.
Okay, you know I don't like to pick either one of these teams. You know that about me, right?
It's an old-school rivalry, bud.
Yeah, and I can't pick either one, but I have to pick one because they're playing against each other. You know what? I'm changing my pick. I had Dallas, but I can't do it. I'm taking Washington at home. Dallas stinks on the road. I'm taking Washington at home.
Yeah? You know, Dallas is 2-5 on the road,
Yeah,
and they have been awful, and they've lost some heartbreakers on the road, too, this year.
Yeah, I'm taking Washington on the road for sure. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Definitely Washington. Yeah, definitely Washington, yeah. Okay, next game we got going on. Now this game right here. This game right here is a very important game. Big game of the week. Very big game of the week. This game right here should be the Sunday night game of the week. This game right here. Carolina hosting New Orleans. Who are you taking?
I made this pick last night, and I can tell you it was one of the toughest picks. Oh my gosh, I'm going to go with Carolina in this game.
You're going to take Carolina? Okay, so TCB's taking Miami and the Bengals and Indy. He says Chiefs can't beat anybody over 500. He's taking the Rams. He's taking the Browns. He's going with the Redskins, and he's taking the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm taking Carolina in this game.
It was a tough one.
Because last time I took Carolina and New Orleans won. This time if I take New Orleans, Carolina's going to win. But you know what? I'm making a switch. I'm taking New Orleans. I'm taking the Saints. I think the Saints are going to go in there and win again. I'm taking the Saints. Next game, Tennessee's going into Jacksonville. For me, this is easy. I'm taking Tennessee. Sean?
Titans.
Okay, there you go. Titans, there you go. We'll see what TCB's doing in a second there. Go ahead.
Okay, next game that we have, Denver Broncos at Houston. This one has a lot of meaning, especially if you're a Bronco fan. I'll take the Broncos, but you got to keep in mind, Houston does have a very good defense.
Yeah, they got a really good defense, but their offense sucks. So their defense actually needs to score at least 2 touchdowns for them to win this game. So I don't see that happening, but you're right. They got a really good defense, but I'm taking Denver as well. I'm going to take Denver. This game coming up, New York's Giants are going into Detroit. Detroit is in a must-win situation. Giants don't give a flying fig one bit because they're not making the playoffs. And somebody asked me last week, and I believe it was TCB who asked me last week, do I think that Tom Coughlin's job is in danger? Tom Coughlin ain't going anywhere. He'll be back next year. But with that being said, I'm a Giants fan. I got to take the Giants. Sean?
In this game, I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions against the Giants because Detroit knows this is a must-win situation to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, it's a must-win for them, but I'm kind of hoping that the Giants kind of play spoiler a little bit.
I'll agree with you, too, that with Tom Coughlin, I don't think his job is in jeopardy, but we'll see what ends up happening at the end of the season. But I don't think he's going to go there. Come on, the guy's won 2 Super Bowls, and you got to remember, Coughlin has been under so much pressure all the time with the Giants, but that team always fought for him and made sure that his job was safe in 07 and
The only way Tom Coughlin is going anywhere is if Tom Coughlin wants to retire.
Yeah.
He's not going to be fired. Next game.
Arizona at Seattle.
I think this is an easy pick. I'm taking Seattle for this game.
I'll take the Seahawks. They have nothing to lose. They've got the number 1 seed wrapped up in the NFC.
TCB's taking the Titans, the Broncos, and the Lions for those games respectively. Seattle's just going to destroy Arizona, I think. I don't think Arizona's got a chance. Next game we got Green Bay without Aaron Rodgers again hosting Pittsburgh. Both teams Both teams are in must-win situation. The losing team, the team that loses this game, ain't making the playoffs. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The team that loses this game ain't making the playoffs. With that being said, I'm going with Green Bay. Sean?
You know, I'm going to go with Green Bay, too. The Steelers are not strong enough.
And TCB's taking the Steelers. Wes would love you, TCB. Wes would love that, but too bad, Wes, your team's going down this week. Sorry, buddy. Did you see that picture he put up on Facebook? The new addition to the Steelers cave?
Who, Wes?
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yes, typical Wes, and he's all happy that his Penguins are doing well in hockey.
Yeah. He should put new addition to the Steelers cave, and I'm looking, I'm going, what a piece of crap that place looks like. You know, like, oh my God.
Well, here's another question, too. With all the drama that the Steelers have, TCB and Jeff, do you think Mike Tomlin's job is on the line after these 2 weeks?
Nah, I think he's okay. I think if anybody goes, it's the offensive and defensive coordinators before Tomlin. So I think he's okay.
Me, I'm saying it. I think his job is a question mark. I don't know what the Rooney family will decide after this year is over.
Well, if Tomlin leads Pittsburgh, if I'm Jerry Jones, I go grab him. I don't even think about it. I go grab him. Okay? Because then you're bringing in a Super Bowl winning coach, which makes a difference.
Because he won it in 2008. He only has one ring.
Right. But he's got one. All right, next game. San Diego hosting Oakland. Raiders. Who are you taking, Sean?
I'm going to take the Chargers against the Raiders.
Chargers are in a must-win situation. Raiders are looking to be spoilers. This is a big game here in San Diego, but I'm going with the hometown team. Do you know that the NFL had to give them San Diego Chargers an extension so they can try and sell out the game so it wouldn't be blacked out here in San Diego? Can you imagine the Oakland Raiders San Diego Charger game here in San Diego being blacked out? How crazy would that be?
Oh, jeez.
How crazy would that be? You know what I mean? I'm taking the Chargers in that game. Next game, Baltimore hosting New England. Your New England Patriots. Who are you going with, buddy?
Patriots. They need to bounce back, and they need to make sure they don't make a lot of mistakes and make bad penalties and stop and just have defense, because all the games the Patriots have won this year have just not been easy to deal with. They've had so much, and they have been lucky to win a lot of the games.
Yeah, hey, TCP, I heard that the FCC wants to do away with all the blackout games, but it doesn't matter because each individual team can with the contract, with their TV contracts, can still have blackouts in your area anyway, so it's not going to matter. TCB's taking the Chargers. This game here is a wacky game here for me because I need Baltimore to lose so the Chargers still have a chance to make the playoffs. But I think Baltimore playing at home and with New England not as sharp as they should be, I think Baltimore is going to win. I'm taking Baltimore in this game.
Yeah, well, New England has had trouble a little bit winning on the road this year, too, and they'll need a lot of help. They'll need Denver to lose and Kansas City to lose, just because if they're going to get the top seed, they need a lot of things to happen the next 2 weeks.
Right. Although I like to see New England win to help San Diego, I think Baltimore is going to win this game. Next game, the Sunday night game. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sunday night football on NBC. It'll be the Chicago Bears at the Philadelphia Eagles. This is big for both teams. I'm sorry, Dallas Cowboy fans, but I'm saying the Philadelphia Eagles, they bounced back after getting embarrassed last weekend and beat the Bears.
Bears are in a must-win, too.
Yeah, because that's a three-team race in the NFC North.
Yeah, Bears have to win to keep their playoff team, alive. But I'm taking Philadelphia in this game. I hope it's snowing like a son of a bitch in this game Sunday night. I love that stuff. That's great. Football in the snow. It's beautiful. I'm taking Philadelphia in this game.
The Bears. That's what.
Yeah, I'm taking Philadelphia. Monday night game. San Francisco hosting Atlanta. We're both taking San Francisco, right?
Easy. San Francisco.
Okay, tiebreaker number one. Atlanta-San Francisco game. I'm taking 27-17 San Francisco.
I'm going to take the 49ers. They take it 20-3 against the Falcons.
Wow. Okay, in the Baltimore-New England game, I'm going 28-24 Baltimore.
It's going to be a close game, just like that Patriot-Dolphin game. I say New England will barely squeak it off like they've had a lot this season. 28-27 Patriots.
Okay, and which team's going to score the most?
Well, hard to believe, I'm going to go with Dallas to score the most.
Going with Dallas to score the most?
Yep.
Really? I'm going with San Francisco. Because we're playing Atlanta.
49ers is a good choice, too.
Okay, which team's going to score the least?
The Houston Texans. I'm going to go with them.
You're going with them? I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings.
Despite the fact they put 48 points on Philadelphia last weekend.
Yeah, despite the fact that they did that. Correct. Correctamundo, my friend.
That's week 16.
That's week 16. Those are our picks for week 16. It's to be rainy and 70. Ah, that stinks. See some snow being... I like watching football in the winter and see the snow games. That's the best part of playing football. That's why the Super Bowl should be played regardless. And for the people that go to the game, better dress your ass warm and don't bitch. Hey, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us for NFL Real Talk tonight right here on Sports World Radio. We'll be back for Monday's edition of Sports World Radio. Sean will be joining us. Remember, next week, Christmas week, we're doing Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. 4 p.m. on the west, 7 p.m. on the east. Join us for that. And then again, next Saturday night, 10 p.m. on the east, 7 p.m. on the west for week number 17 NFL Real Talk. Until then, my friends, that is Sean Mann. I am Jeff Escow. This has been NFL Real Talk on Sports World Radio. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable. Peace out, everybody. Have a great football Sunday. We will see you on Monday. Later.
Good night.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, kid. So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over. See you next time.
Next time? When's that?
Pretty soon. Don't worry.
Pretty soon?